Hello and welcome to the Realm of Inspiration. In today's video we are doing a channeling for the Divine Feminine and Masculine energies. The Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energies are very powerful energies. And right now it is the middle of the night because guess what? My soul popped into my body and the elves were like, let's talk. And I think that it's very fitting to do the Divine Feminine portion. And then Divine Masculine as well, do the whole video at night under the lunar light. Why I believe that to be very fitting is that since the collective Earth is shifting into more Divine Feminine control, it is fitting that we do the channeling of balancing the feminine and masculine within us under the light of lunar. So it is close to 2:22 a.m. and the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder, well, he's going to step through and he's going to give the introduction, and then we'll kind of go from there. And the very interesting thing, and I'm hearing it from the Elder to kind of explain, with me, my soul comes from the Divine Masculine origins. So the Divine Masculine origins can be found in the solar sun. The Divine Feminine origins is found in the lunar moon. The lunar moon is just a different variant. There is more moons. There's more moons that do different things, and there are more suns that do different things as well, like the golden Christed sun. So with that, I am incarnating in the physical form as a female. And so I have both those energies, and one big thing for my soul is learning how to balance both of those energies, because there will always be one that you kind of feel like maybe you're a little bit more, but the goal is to balance. And that's what a lot of souls are feeling called to do now, is just balance, because you don't want to be too over yanged or too over yinned. It's completely normal to be balanced, because that's the goal. And switching into Divine Feminine control is just stepping into intuition, stepping into spirituality more, but finding that balance is definitely important, and it's different for everybody at every phase of their journey. And there are so many, when I do channelings, there are so many elves that will come through and they feel neutral, they feel balanced between both energies, and they just elect which one they would rather me define them as. So I know that that's something that just needs to be said, that on a deeper soul level, you kind of in some realms kind of get to pick and choose, and as your soul evolves, which energy you radiate more in as a soul changes. And of course, not to irritate any egos, but it is pretty self-evident and very commonly known that everyone in past lives has experienced both being masculine and feminine, has experienced both being a man and a woman in past lives. So that also influences you in this lifetime. I've had a few past lives as men that are influencing me in this lifetime, that I have karmic balances from those lifetimes that I'm trying to fix now. So, and my past lifetimes as females as well, so it does influence as well. So you have a lot of different aspects of things. There are some people in the physical form who their inner child in reality is a completely different energy than what they're radiating now when they're older. They've gone through a transition in this lifetime, and which energy they radiate more in. So their inner child could still be the opposite energy of what they believe they radiate more in now. So if they grew up feminine and now they're more masculine, well, their inner child is still more feminine, and so learning to balance that as well is definitely something. Learning to heal the inner child, finding balance, integration, it is definitely definitely something that needs to be discussed now, and I'll let the elves do that. Hello, I'm the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder, the last guardian of the cosmos, divine masculine energy. I, in some cases, when I do certain works, do radiate divine feminine control. It is very, very plausible that that experience happens to me. Unlike my friend, the No Man Joybringer Elder. The No Man Joybringer Elder, he is more closely neutral and does radiate Divine Feminine a lot more. But what I want to highlight with the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, when it comes to radiating it more, it's just which character trait are you radiating more. So with the Divine Masculine, is it a more dominant protective energy, logical energy, or the Divine Feminine, is it more kind of fluid, more intuitive, less logical, more creative? With the Divine Masculine, is it more creation? There's a reason why all sources and creators radiate more Divine Masculine energy than feminine, because they are creating life, they are creating things. And there's a reason why a lot of guardians will radiate more Divine Masculine control as well, because there is the protective energy. There's a reason why there are a lot of guardian angels that will radiate more Divine Feminine, because they encourage you to connect more to your soul, your spirituality, and your intuition. So, right now, we're going to use a communicator as an example. When you experience fear, it is your Divine Masculine being knocked out of control. Your Divine Masculine is confident and courageous. And when you experience fear, it is being knocked out of control. For a communicator, she's a Divine Masculine origin. That's where her soul comes from. So when she's experiencing fear, it more dominantly affects her ability to connect to her highest self, which her highest self is truly radiating in the Divine Masculine light. So in the creation, in the logic, in the courage, in the confidence. When she's able to let go of fear, she radiates more Divine Feminine control, and that is one of her biggest lessons in this lifetime, is relinquishing fear and negativity. So when she is able to fully let that go, her intuition comes through more. She's able to be more creative. And you would think when she's able to relinquish fear that her Divine Masculine control would become more dominantly heavy. But for her, letting it go is also accepting the power of the Divine Feminine. Because at the basis of all of her fears, specifically on a deeper soul level, it is the worry of allowing something else that you are unfamiliar with change the course of your life forever. And that Divine Feminine energy is something that her soul is unfamiliar with, as opposed to the Divine Masculine. So allowing that intuition, that creativity, that spirituality, that fluidness to come through, and letting her flow more with the cycles of life, as opposed to following the path, her preconceived path, is shifting. When you hear me talking about these, this is like energies. This is energies. And I do want to highlight that the false masculine and the false feminine are very dominantly pushed in media and society right now. What's important to note is that you all have the energies within you, and it's all energy. And in the future, we will discuss the divine maternal and paternal, because you also both have all of those energies within you as well. You both have the maternal and paternal within you as well. These are energies that are the polarity and the balance of the yin yang within you. All of you do. It's very common in this phase of life for people to be unsure which energy they want to radiate more in this physical form. And that is because a lot of souls that come from divine masculine origins are incarnating in feminine forms, and vice versa. And there are also a lot of souls from other planets that it is a little bit more balanced just as a soul, and then they come into the physical form and they don't know what to do. And a lot of it does come from a soul level. The difference of discerning what is your soul coming through and what is the ego trying to create a new identity is this: urgency. Urgency. And also letting it dictate and change everything that you know. Let me explain. When you are aware that you feel more masculine than feminine, Correct. And you might be in a masculine form, but you feel more feminine. And there is this urgency that you need to do a change, you need to do this, you need to do that, without taking enough time to process. That urgency trying to force you to make a decision before you have enough time to process anything. That's the ego. The sitting down to process what that means to you and really taking time to evaluate it and how you feel on a deeper level. Taking time to maybe do some inner child healing and then make those decisions. That's the soul. That's guidance. Take the time to observe. With me, for example, I am divine masculine. I'm an elder. Obviously, we have elders that are divine feminine. And in some actions that I take, I use the divine feminine light. And I let that balance within me. But I just choose to exude more divine masculine. These are energies you have control over. No matter what your physical form may appear as. Your physical form may appear very, very feminine. But actually, in reality, you radiate a lot more divine masculine than some of the more appearing masculine forms around you. And that just has to do with your soul. A lot of solar beings, all solar beings, not just a lot, all of them, are divine masculine souls. All lunar beings are divine feminine souls. And there's the swap in the physical form because it's the learning to balance. So now I'm going to let a divine masculine Elfian Elemental come through and talk about the divine masculine energy to all of you and give you whatever messages he has to give you. I trust him. So divine masculine, Elfian Elemental in my domain. Please step through. Hello, collective all. I'm a divine masculine elemental, and I work with the solar frequency as well as the divine masculine energies. There aren't elementals of solar and lunar energy. What there are elementals of divine masculine and divine feminine. And we work with those energies with the sun or the moon and the masculine frequency and the feminine frequency and the yin and the yang. You know. So with divine masculine, and our elder did highlight a lot of this and I want to talk about just basically how to balance the masculine within you, what to do, and how to identify if it's out of whack. The first thing you want to do to balance the masculine within you is take a hard look at your life and see, do you overly lean into floatiness? What I mean by that is, with divine masculine, there is more structure, and there is more reason. And if your divine masculine is out of control, it could be that you're lacking some sort of structure or guidance in your life. And it is important to have guidance in your life, direction in your life. You can go directionless for only so long. What is necessary for every soul, and every soul has this, it's the North Star, it's your guidance, it's your direction. Identify if you have a direction of where your life is going in this lifetime. Then identify if you let negative emotions control you. The divine feminine and divine masculine work together to control emotions. But it's the divine masculine that gives you strength and courage. Strength and courage to overcome a lot of struggles. And a lot of times the divine feminine is the energy that you exude after you've overcome those hurdles. So using the courage, using the confidence, using the strength to trust in you and your ability to overcome obstacles. Take a look at that. The divine masculine energy, if it is out of balance within you, you might also be lacking the ability to create something. You are beings of the tree of life. That means you create life. You manifest, you create. You need to find something that you can create. And I do not mean go and make babies. That is not what I am encouraging. Yes, more vessels for souls of your realm to incarnate in the physical, yada, 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 yes. But it's not just that. You can use your creation portal for other things. And the divine masculine, when it gets out of balance and falls into the negative polarity, it tries to disbalance your creation portal, so you start acting out. Because you can be over-masculated. And over-masculated is if you don't feel the feminine at all. And I'll talk about over-feminated soon. But you can be over-masculated. And so you want to demasculate a little bit. And that's allowing more of the feminine energy through. There are different things you can create. You can build something. You can, like, build a house. Build a coffee table. You can create a project. You can create a business. You can create new relationships with people. So you can create new friendships and establish new connections with other people. You use the masculine to help establish connections with other people because you're trying to build something. And you can lean into that a little bit more. If you overextend yourself and have too many connections with too many people, then you're over-masculated, and you need to take a long, hard look at all those connections and see if they are all for your highest spiritual good. And then that gets to the feminine. So, what if you are under-masculated? If you're under-masculated, that means you're over-feminated. So how to do that is start to add more practices of the divine masculine energy into your life. So try creating new things, creating new projects. And conquering fears is by far the best way you can start to bring in more of that masculine energy. It's also communication, a lot of it verbal communication, because the sun is the origins of the warrior souls. So those are our communicators. Those are like our communicator of our realm, but the communicators of every realm come from the sun. So it's the flame of truth, it's the tree of knowledge, it's using verbiage, it's using knowledge, so it's learning. If you want to connect more to the masculine energy, you can learn more, so reading books more, things like that. And also communicating truth more. If you're not expressing your truth, you're becoming demasculated. And when we're saying demasculated, when you want to kind of balance out and add more feminine to the masculine, you're wanting to do that in a way by you're adding more feminine to the masculine. You're not wanting to do it in a way of you are negatively harming yourself to calm down the masculine energy, because you don't want to do that. You want to, if your masculine is already up here, you just want to bring your feminine to match it. You don't really want to lower the masculine. That makes sense. Like for a communicator, because of her soul and it comes from the sun, her masculine's up here. She needs to bring her feminine to it. If she lowers the masculine because of her soul, that's not healthy. So, and again, it all depends on your soul, but for lunar beings, it's the, it's vice versa. Their lunar is up here. They need to bring the masculine to match it. They don't want to lower the feminine because that's their soul. So, communication of truth will establish healthier connections and also help with the masculine. Now I'm going to let a divine feminine Elfian Elemental Elder, that is divine feminine, my friend, step through and discuss the lunar feminine. But it is also important to know that if you're just wanting to simply recharge the divine masculine within you, you can go sit out in the sun. Okay? Beautiful. Divine feminine friend. Hello, I'm a divine feminine Elfian Elemental. Divine feminine, I work with the moon and the lunar frequency and divine feminine. And what's really unfortunate is a lot of humans forget to connect to the moon because they sleep during the night. But do you know why you sleep during the night? It's so exciting. You want to know? It's because the divine feminine encourages connection to the spiritual body. The divine masculine encourages connection to the physical body. That's why you're awake during the day. Yeah? So the divine feminine, your soul gets to astral project during the night. And you get to really focus on your spiritual body while your physical form rests. And then you wake up and you focus on the physical reality you're living in. Isn't that something? That's why you sleep during the night. But you still want to connect to the moon and you can still sleep during the day. Yeah? Okay. So I think my divine masculine friend did a great job of explaining things. And I know my communicator, our communicator, is, the solar child is feeling a little weird right now with me and her because, ooh, this body's like, this is a lunar being. What's going on? But she needs that balance, so that's why I'm here. It is nighttime, so it is my time to talk. Let's talk. So when you are over-feminated, let's talk about that. When you're over in the divine feminine, you are forgetting that you came into the physical form to experience the physical reality. Why? You gotta balance the spiritual and the physical. Yeah, you want to go with the flow, and I'm really big for telling you to go with the flow, but again, you know, what you said, you need some direction, some guidance. When you're over-feminated, you can forget and neglect your physical body. And it's the same if you're over-masculated, you can neglect your spiritual body. So you need to balance it. You need to balance those body systems together. And learning to balance those body systems and finding balance in your day-to-day life between the both of them is very important. There's a lot of grounding that needs to be done. Spending time in nature can help you because guess what? The sky is the masculine and the ground below you is the feminine. What do I mean by that? I mean divine masculine, control above you, God. Divine feminine, I said above you, right? Yes, in the sky, God watches over from above, and Gaia anchors and grounds from below. So the earth is Gaia, and she's divine feminine. And just simply standing outside, right there, balance. And trusting your intuitions. When you're over-masculated, you sometimes forget to follow your inner gut, and you just follow that voice in your head. That negative voice in your head. What I mean by that, your spiritual voice, you feel it in your gut. So it's the voice in your gut. It is the voice, that intuitive guidance that has no urgency. It's like, this is your message. Take your time. The ego is like, go now. Do it now. Because you don't have any other choice. Because you could die in the next second. That's the ego fear. And the ego really lives in the false divine masculine. And a lot of times now, with the new age of awakening to spirituality, now egos are starting to lean into the false feminine. And that's not healthy either. So it's learning to identify the falseness. Know that if it comes from a place of fear and urgency, it's the ego, and it comes from a place of calmness and no urgency. Just breathe. It's higher guidance and love and light. Okay. Light, divine masculine, love, divine feminine. You see, it's in everything. I feel like there's a lot that a lot of logic and educational explaining that my divine masculine friend did. I'm a little bit different with talking and explaining. We as a collective all, and I mean every realm, are experiencing this shift to more divine feminine control. And it's the Silver Age. We in the Cosmic Elfian Elemental domain, how we measure time with your time, is there are ages, and a lot of other realms do this as well. So we're in the Silver Age of Earth, of Gaia Delta. So of this phase of Earth, we are in the Silver Age. The Golden Age is next. The Golden Age is the true divine masculine. And then it kind of becomes iridescent in the sense that it blends with the divine feminine. Golden is very powerful. But it's the golden that you become after you let the silver kind of resonate for a while. Let the high priestess energy awaken. The independency. The ferocity. The brazenness. Let it through. With courage, that does come from the divine masculine, but it's who you are on the other side of courage. That's the divine feminine. It is an intuitively awoken soul that understands it can transcend any limitation of the physical reality. And that's the feminine control. The feminine control is coming. You can allow yourself to be balanced in both. Know that. And know that the ego is playing mind games with you when it comes to the identity of gender. Know that it's trying to force upon you this mentality of making it a full identity. Because the gender of your soul or your body, at the end of the day, doesn't really matter. It's who you are as a being that does. So don't focus so heavy on identifying which one you radiate more. You don't have to radiate one more than the other. You can radiate both when you need to. When there's an incident happening and you need to use courage to protect your house, you're radiating the masculine. When someone needs healing and guidance and a solution to a problem, you're using the healing light of the divine feminine. It's the same with the maternal and paternal, which again our elders said that in the future our domain will talk about that more. I want to use an example of there's a threat. When you eliminate the threat, that's the divine masculine. The healing after the fact, that's the divine feminine. The healing light is more in the divine feminine. So a lot of more masculine perceived healers, when they're in healing, they radiate, when they're doing healing for people, they'll radiate feminine all over the place, because that's where it comes from. When you are using more knowledge and truth for guidance and you're sitting and communicating more, that's divine masculine. Divine masculine uses words more. Divine feminine uses feelings more. So it's the quiet of the energy healing. It's the feelings. Divine feminine is feelings and allowing yourself to love and be loved. That's feminine control. And these are divine frequencies. When I'm saying masculine and feminine, when we're talking about masculine and feminine, we're talking about the divine ones. We're not talking about the false ones, the false constructed ones in your society. We are talking about the frequencies, because the frequencies are so different. And there are frequencies that it is safe to allow yourself to be both and radiate both and balance both. You want to balance the yin-yang within you. Because once you do, then your spiritual body and your physical body will align, and then your mental, which is connected to the masculine, and your emotional, which is connected to the feminine, will balance as well. And your fifth body system, that Akashic body, your past and your past in this lifetime, those have both energies kind of weaving their way through. But a lot of times what you'll find is that your past lives will radiate more of the energy of what you were in a past life, and then your inner child will radiate more what you are in this lifetime. And a lot of times your soul will do a pattern where it's like every other lifetime you'll choose one energy to radiate over the other. So it's very interesting. It depends on your soul, what's going on with your Akashic body. But letting yourself heal your inner child, that's feminine control. Letting yourself understand and comprehend the truth of a situation, that's divine masculine control. Following your gut voice and your intuition, that's divine feminine. Manifesting your new reality, that's divine masculine. You see? It's in everything. And there's so much more to it if you pay attention to it. It's right there, right in front of your face. Okay. Stay inspired, beautiful souls, until our realm communicates with you again. Hope you balance that divine masculine and feminine within you, because you'll be so much more powerful when you're able to use both energies to your benefit on your path. You know, I didn't see much. I felt like I was pretty close, closer than before, because I felt like I was learning too. And I was being shown different stories in my life in which energy was radiating more. And it makes sense. For lunar beings are, they're more empathic. So they're more healers They're more natural born healers, and they're more empathic. And they're more connected to the emotional body a lot more. Lunar beings are some of the most sensitive, so highly sensitive personalities, highly sensitive, are in the lunar. And the thing for solar beings and communicators is we can become unemotional. Because we have tasks that we need to accomplish, and that's when the divine masculine becomes over. And I know with the divine feminine lunar beings, with them, they can become trapped in a loop of over emotional and picking up energy too much, and they need to pull in. Because what's very interesting is that when you become too much in one of the energies, all you have to do is, and I know they mentioned this, but all you really do have to do is start just adding the other one, and it'll balance out. Because think of yourself like a scale, like the Libra scale. It'll just balance out. It's not like you're really losing any masculine that you had before or any feminine you had before. You're just gaining more of the other one. So you really aren't losing anything. And it is important to highlight that. You're not gonna lose anything by allowing one of the other energies through. I know for me, allowing in the emotion and allowing myself to feel loved and be loved, that is a big one that balances the masculine for me. And something I've come in this lifetime to learn, of course. So if you want to learn more about your star origins, I recommend connecting to your Ascension Guide. So just doing your protections and calling upon in your practice of meditation your Elfian Ascension Guide from the Elfian Traveler Guide domain. Your Ascension Guide knows your star origins, knows your soul origins, knows which energy your soul radiates more in. And yes, I know that this is definitely necessary to highlight the balancing the feminine and masculine. And it is definitely a battle, quieting that ego voice, but the more that you lean into your spiritual power, the quieter it gets. So, yes, stay inspired, love and light, beautiful souls, and in the next Cosmically Inspired episode, we will be talking about the divine maternal and paternal, because that is definitely something that absolutely I am so excited for, because I know that there's a lot of people who like radiate both and are able to be both the maternal and paternal energy. So very excited to see what the elves have to say about that. So if you're excited, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be notified when I post new videos. Until then, love and light.